Alright, folks, we are back for some putting and some football, specifically Thursday night football between the Denver Broncos and the New Orleans Saints, which I'm anticipating not the greatest game in the world, but you never know. Hey, what's up, Hayden? What's going on? Guess who's back again? Guess who's back again? How's your Thursday going? Thursday night football tonight, which is, I was saying before, I'm not sure it's going to be a very good game with Bo Nix and Spencer Rattler, but sometimes games can be so bad that they actually turn into good games. But unfortunately, I'm thinking it's going to be a lot of 3-and-outs, a lot of turnovers, a lot of punts. How late am I streaming? I don't know. We'll see how it goes. $22 people now is like 5. Yeah, sometimes that happens. Any predictions for the football game tonight? Thursday night football? Any Broncos fans? Any Saints fans? What's up, Umar Zia? What's up, Joshua Martin? Jesus loves y'all. That's a nice message. 21-14 is your guess? Yeah, I'm torn. My gut says it's going to be, like I said, not a very good game, and probably, I'm thinking my gut says low-scoring game, but could be one of those where all the turnovers and everything actually make it exciting. I don't know. Thinking the two defenses might dominate. But we'll see what Bo Nix can do and Spencer Rattler. Game of the rookies. Hee hee ha ha. Do me a favor and toss a like on the video if you guys are stopping by. Try to get this stream out. You're pretty good at golf? I don't know about that. I don't know if I would say I'm good, but I wouldn't say I'm bad. Trying to get better. Watch out, Grandma Rose. Hayden's gonna get you. Told you. 5 minutes. Attaboy, Hayden. Wasn't that the same person that Black Cloud timed out the other day? I'm thinking on Sunday, the Patriots are playing the Jacksonville Jaguars in London. The game starts at 9:30 in the morning. So I was thinking about coming on here and doing some putting while I'm watching the game at early morning on Sunday. Should give you more, but I'm nice. We'll see what happens after 5 minutes. Jeez. Oh, never mind, it was 30 minutes? Oh well. Can you change it once you do it? Or is it like, once you do it, it's done? Got some animal emojis going on here? If you become a member, you get custom emojis. When you do it, it's done. I'd imagine he's long gone, Hayden. I can't imagine he's still in here, but maybe. Quack, 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 quack. I don't even know. I might not even make it to the start of the game if there's gonna be like 2 people in here the entire time. I don't know if it's even worth it. Hey, what's up, Boogeyman Bill? I wish they could make those emojis a little bit bigger. Which one is that, the gopher? Got me thinking about space heaters now, Bill, but I don't think it'll work. Like, the thoughts crossed my mind in the past. I think I would more seriously consider or would have tried it if, like, I already had one of those patio heaters. But I'm basically, I purposely designed it so I have a lot of space back there with, like, nothing really around. And I purposely made it to where I'm at, like, 15 feet from the middle of the mat to the net. So I don't know. I would have to put, like, the space heater. Sometimes when I go out there with a bucket of balls, I guess it would have to be, like, across from me in that general area. But like you were saying, it would probably have interference, and it would essentially be like setting up a patio heater in like an open field. So unless you're designed really for you to be standing still or sitting underneath it, I'm not sure how great it would work. And I'd imagine being out there for possibly a few hours, probably go through like a propane tank every single time I use it. I think that's part of the charm, though. It's super hot out there in the summer, and I'm sweating bullets, and it's super cold out there in the winter. And then the fall and springtime are usually at least halfway decent. Even if I had like a carport thing, even if it wasn't fully enclosed, even that I would definitely be more tempted because it would at least somewhat keep the heat in. So I'd probably do a propane tank and a one of those like electric space heater things. You're gonna pose the question on Discord of the R10 for what, the interference you're talking about? I'm trying to think. I know like mini splits, ACs. I think like the electrical stuff gives issues, like big fans and stuff. I'm not sure if I can remember heard anyone talking about propane, but maybe it could just be the metal. I mean, if you're gonna do it though, wouldn't you need like almost a couple of them? Because I mean, you could put it near your laptop or you could put it near the hitting mat, but you're kind of, at least for me, maybe your space looks like it's a little bit more close together. I'm like walking back and forth getting the ball. I feel like vast majority of the time I wouldn't even be where I could feel the heat, but I use a tank top heater in the shop. Doesn't go through too much propane, but I don't run it full time. What's a tank top heater? Is that like the camping ones almost? You gotta figure too though, your shop. your shop is at least enclosed, so that's retaining some of the heat, so you're not just kind of wasting the propane up into thin air. See if anyone's trying to heat her outside. Don't forget to like and sub. Appreciate it. Gonna post another video tomorrow if anyone wants to become a member and see their name on the start, end, or both of the video. Plus, you can use the cool emojis like Boogeyman Bill is doing, and you get a little badge next to your name. So I guess I can customize those badges. There's the standard YouTube ones, but I guess they change for like I think those blue ones right now are like a new member, and then they change different colors based on how long you've been a member. I could maybe do some golf related stuff, I don't know. Oh, mouse to the top of the propane tank. Ooh, that was a double lip out. I guess if it's a patio one, it's meant to be outside. I'm wondering if you got one like that. I know I've seen them at like restaurants and stuff, but I guess they're built to be made out, left out in like the snow, wind, and rain and all that stuff. I mean, I guess I could put one of those small electrical heaters, like like a little space heater, next to my computer, so at least when I'm over there, I can feel a little bit of heat. But again, I feel like I'm just wasting electricity, kind of just heating the the outside for nothing. I think what's more applicable, Bill, I was thinking about after you mentioned that. I don't know how it would be swinging with it, but one of my buddies, he does some stuff outside, and he has one of those electrical. He has a vest and a jacket. It basically has like a battery pack, and it heats either the jacket or the vest or both. Something like that might not be too bad, like a heated vest. Just recharge it. Yeah, your sim shelter somewhat, or your sim area is somewhat sheltered, so I hope I can use it on calm days. Seems like yours would be more applicable than mine. It is kind of fun playing out there in the snow for the first time, but it gets old pretty quick. Still getting used to it getting colder, I think, because this is the first real like cold front we've had come through. I think I'm still kind of acclimating to it, but it's crazy how even the other day the ball was going like a club less, and I still feel like I was swinging pretty hard. It's just you bundle up and it's so cold out, you just can't swing as fast. The ball doesn't go as far. What's up, Forest King Gaming? What kind of gaming you doing? I'm bad at golf, so this is satisfying. Join the club. Yeah, more layers equals slower swing, hence the heater thought. That flannel, I have a few of those. That flannel I wear is nice because it's like, it's not necessarily stretchy, but it's not as restrictive as like a jacket. It's a lined flannel. It has like fleece on the inside, so it keeps you pretty warm, and I still feel like I can swing at least decent with it. And I like the fact that it has like the buttons on the sleeves. And sometimes you wear like a jacket or a sweatshirt, and the sleeves keep like grabbing in between like my gloves and the club. This will be what, my third year playing out there in the winter, so kind of used to just not being able to swing as quick with the colder weather and more layers. Same thing on the actual course too, unfortunately. Ooh, found you again. You watched Ronnie O'Sullivan vids yet? I did. I was talking to Boogeyman Bill about it 2 nights ago. I only watched the one video. It was the first one that came up, but it was the one. It was from a few years ago. He shot 147 or whatever. Trying to think who. I can't remember who the other guy was, but he didn't even get a chance. Perfects the table. Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I think it was a few years ago when that video was posted, and they said in that video that was his 15th of his career. I'm sure he's had probably more than that now. I thought, just watching it, because I didn't really know how it worked, I thought that he was using the black ball as almost like an in-between shot to kind of get out of jail and reposition himself. But Bill was saying that you have to go black then color, like alternating every shot. Which makes it even more impressive. Bill, did you watch any more of that 8-hour long stream? You said I was only at 1,000 the other night. It's making me worried that I actually didn't get it. I thought I was going to be well clear of it. People were congratulating me on beating the record. I might have to might have to go back on that. Tell people I didn't actually do it. Microwave? Microwave what? Red ball is worth 1. Other colors ascending value. Black worth the most. Can't go for a color till you sink a red. You making something? Hey, you saying that I need a coffee? And I watched that Social Dilemma documentary too. I'm waiting for Black Cloud to pop in here. So that's why he goes back and forth from red to black. Yeah, it makes sense. Oh, the color balls get replaced after pocketed, but not the reds. Yeah, they kept putting the black ball back. Why is it so satisfying? I don't know. You tell me. Final count was 1985, but I might have missed a couple or double counted a couple times in rapid fire before I looked up. So I beat it by like 200 then, or close to it. The record was 1,792 for 9 people. As long as I actually beat it. I thought I was closer to double, but apparently not. Hey buddy, shot an 83 today on par for 70. Humbling experience for me. Oh, on a par 70. Hey, it happens. For a lot of people, they'd be thrilled with the 83. And if you think about where you were a couple of years ago, you probably would have been happy with an 83. So it's satisfying to watch you putt. For real. Oh no. 1965. So I missed it by like 10. Are you kidding me? Or like 100. 1792. Wow, that sucks. Maybe I will have to do it again. Nothing. Just putting. Waiting for the football game. Bill's telling me he went back and watched that 8-hour live stream I did at double speed. And apparently he says I missed it by like 100. What I should have done early on is set a timer for like 60 seconds and see what I was at for the for like my pace. Oh well. 3 in a row on the smaller hole. Let's see what we can do. There's one. I made 31 in a row on the big hole. Or I say big hole. This is a standard regulation hole, and this one's just like half the size. People are saying it looks bigger on camera, I think, but that is a standard golf hole. Oh. May not be as satisfying for Mr. Mr. Umar if I keep missing these on the small one. Oh, I made it? Just 20 less? Oh, 1965. I thought I misread that. I thought it was like 1695, so I thought I missed it by 100. All right, so we did do it, or at least pretty close to it. It does work its way a little bit that way. One, because I put flashcards under the ramp because this floor apparently isn't perfectly flat, so I propped up this side and uh, made it to where the balls actually come back. So it does, if I'm over this way, it does kick it this way. Plus, there's a little bit of a lump and well, not really a lump, but it's just the mat's not perfectly flat right there. So it does get a little wonky on this small one. Kind of an excuse, but I pretty much have to aim. And even that one, like I aim pretty far right, and it's just working pretty hard to the left. All right, 1965. Yeah, the record was 1792. So I got it by like 150-ish. Still wish there was some details about that. It was 9 people, and I did it by myself. I just don't know. Like they could have been hitting 20 footers, 15, 20 footers. I don't know. I was right at. I had the tape measure out at 6 feet, but I made sure I was well behind it every time. So I was probably at like 6.5-ish, 7 feet on those. Well, at least I don't have to tell people they have to take back their congratulations. You just tried to fight your neighbor? Over what? Panda's out here rumbling in the jungle. Turbo's back. Turbo says that every single time. He either says I'm back or guess who's back. He hit me with his car when I was longboarding down the road? Jeez. You alright? Yep, basically. I hit his car. He started banging on his window. He drove away. Yeah, I'm right, but I'm debating calling the police. I don't know if that would do much. Were you wearing a GoPro or anything? Might be like he said, she said, your word against his. How's it work with longboarders? Is it similar to bicycles where like pedestrians have the right of way or whatever, or what? He may try to claim you swerved in front of him or something. He has a Tesla. Don't those things have a bunch of cameras? Yeah, but I'm not sure. It's not like if you were in the hospital, it'd probably be a different story. I'm not sure. Like, I think if you called the cops and you were like, his car has the proof of it, I don't know if they're doing anything about that. Yeah, we have the right of way like a bike. I don't know. Maybe you could call like the non-emergency line and file a report. You could see wherever it was. You could see if any of your neighbors have ring cameras that were pointing out to the street. Because I don't think you're getting that Tesla footage. He would have to, I think, he would have to give it up, like voluntarily, which I doubt he would do. It's been an ongoing issue. That's crazy. You probably feel like it was intentional. You think it could be an accident or no? Second time this week he tried to hit me. This time he did. Luckily I'm not hurt, but I've been riding for 10 years, never almost been hit. That's crazy. I don't know. Maybe. You could try, like I said, call like the non-emergency police line and tell them that and see what they say. Like I said, if you know, assuming it was your neighbor and it was on your road, unless it was in front of your house, but if you know any of your other neighbors right where it happened, see if they have the like the Ring doorbell camera footage or whatever. I mean, if that's the case and he has a Tesla, one, they have cameras all over the place. Two, they're built to literally like avoid people. So that means yeah. I mean, if it's a Tesla, it probably sounds pretty intentional to me. But went to his door and tried to talk to him Monday, but he cussed you out. Sounds like a crazy neighbor. I've only been in a Tesla once, but I've read and seen a lot about them. It's my understanding that those things are some of, if not the safest vehicles on the road because of all the cameras and everything, and they literally can like see objects around and purposely avoid them. What happens when the computers in Tesla malfunction or get hacked? I don't know. That's a good question. That's why some people are very weary of electric vehicles because either Tesla themselves or someone else could just shut it off, or um, worse than that, possibly overtake the system and like turn the brakes off or accelerate super fast into like a building or something. Does a car shut off or take off? Probably both, depending on what kind of hack it is. I mean, it's my opinion, Elon is literally like the Albert Einstein of our generation, so I'm sure he's probably got some pretty secure anti-hacking features on those things. But even with OnStar, they can shut off your car if it's stolen nowadays. Yeah, I know. All that kind of stuff is well-meaning, good intentions, but could also be used in some unintended ways as well. But that kind of stuff, on top of the fact that literally the electric grid can't support 100% electric, they'll never be able to get rid of gas cars altogether. Teslas are pretty sweet though. If I had like solar panels on my house, I'd probably get one. Hayden's for gas cars. I like gas too. My truck gets 12 miles per gallon. That is what you call a gas guzzler. Hybrids make more sense, but trying to mandate 100% one way or the other, to me, isn't very smart. Helicopters and airplanes are gas guzzlers, in my opinion, not a truck. Yeah, I guess there's levels to it. Relatively speaking, though, to other cars. But who am I to say? You're the one paying for the gas. Aren't Pagani's up there with like Bugattis? Sports bikes? I had someone I went to high school with. I wasn't very close with him, but he died in a motorcycle accident a few months ago. You gotta be careful on those things. What's that saying with motorcycles? It's not if you crash, it's when. Cars are safer, 100%. Dress for the wreck, not the ride. Hopefully you wear a helmet. Loud pipes save lives. I know a lot of motorcyclists say that it's the other drivers, not them. But either way, a crash is a crash. Yeah, like I said, I only went to he moved, so I wasn't super close to him, but I saw it on Facebook. It's kind of sad, or not kind of. It is sad. Johnny's Astronomy for everyone. Number 2. Is that your second Johnny's Astronomy for everyone account? Hey, hey to you. What happened to Johnny's Astronomy for everyone number 1? Is your second channel? Harley riders say sport bikes give riders a bad rap. 1% of motorcycle clubs drive Harleys. Traffic derugs. I had a dirt bike when I was younger, but never had any desire, and still don't, to ever get a motorcycle. Do I like to drive fast cars though? I don't know. It's like a obviously double-edged sword type of thing. Yeah, I mean it's fun to go fast, but you do that enough and you do it frequently, you're gonna have bad stuff happen in that regard too. Personally, I would get more enjoyment out of having a really skilled and experienced driver going fast. Not that I'm a bad driver, but to me that type of stuff, you're just increasing the likelihood of getting severely hurt or killed. It's like skydiving. Would that be fun one time? Yeah, but for the risk, I don't think it's worth the reward. All I do is take pictures of the stars and planets, all that stuff on my channel. That's cool. Did you see the Northern Lights the other day? What was that, like a week or two ago? I seem like the type of guy to own a BMW. I do not own a BMW. I've never had a BMW. BMWs are pretty nice though. I thought of Ford, just me. You got some amazing pictures of Northern Lights in PA last Thursday. Yeah, I went out. My buddy told me to go outside. And I was seeing people post stuff on Facebook, so I was expecting to like go outside and like the sky to be like purple, but apparently he was saying that your phone is able to capture it in the pictures way better. Like I couldn't really even see anything. It was like slightly brighter out, but Ford Ultralight, what's that? You can see the colors with a bare eye, but nothing like in pictures. Yeah, I couldn't. Maybe I missed it. Maybe it was too cloudy where I was or something, but like I said, I saw pictures on like Facebook from people that were kind of in the area, and I was expecting to see that outside, which was not the case. I was kind of disappointed. You think they edit the photos? Or they put like a filter on them? He was just saying that your phone, the phone camera, and like the light sensor and everything is just more capable of picking it up. Or if you had like a different kind of high-end camera. Midnight they were the most strong, but I know people that got pictures at 9 p.m. I don't remember when I went outside, but I know I saw someone. They said that it was on Facebook. They were at like a softball game, and they had the pictures from then. So, which must have been, if I'm guessing, 6, 7, 8 o'clock. You didn't edit your pictures and they're sick. I got my own Northern Lights on my putting mat. So I'm gonna try and photograph the new comet that's visible. What NFL teams are like? Patriots and Hayden got it. They're playing. They're in London this week, so they're playing at 9:30 in the morning on Sunday. So I'm thinking about coming on here and going live and hitting some putts while I'm watching it. Tonight's the Broncos and the Saints. in your opinion at least? What, the people editing their pictures? I'm sure some did. Or at least enhanced it. Your Steelers fan was starting Russell Wilson this week? I know, I saw that. Some people weren't too happy about it because they're what? 4-2? Justin Fields has actually been doing halfway decent. I think they'll let him play this entire week. If he has a really bad week, I bet they start him next week too, Russell Wilson. And if he's not doing great at halftime, I bet they pull him at halftime and Justin Fields plays the rest of the season. But if Russell Wilson has a pretty decent game, good problem to have though, I guess, with two people competing for the job versus two terrible quarterbacks. Patriots are trash in my opinion. Yeah, they definitely are now. But Drake May just started for the first time. Didn't win, but he had a good game. And that's kind of what happens when you have a 20-year winning streak. But I'm actively rooting against them this entire season. So they get another like top 3 draft pick and then really get off with the rebuild on the right foot. Turn the team over to Drake May, and on we go. But I mean, realistically, some people go their entire life without seeing a Super Bowl. I saw a bunch of them over 20 years, so they could not win another Super Bowl for the rest of my life, and I'm still way ahead of the game as far as a NFL fan. Justin handled it really well, though. Nothing like Kenny Pickett. We have a future in Justin. Justin plays better under pressure. I mean, he's a massive human being. We'll see. Wonder if the Bears have any regrets. Hey, and he can give me his opinion. That's fine. It's just mainly people saying like bad words. My home team is the Dallas Cowboys, but they suck. You're a Chiefs fan? I've despised the Patriots ever since they deflated balls against the Steelers in the playoffs. But Bill and Brady are gone, so I forgive them. That wasn't against the Steelers, was it? I don't know about all that. I think the whole Deflategate thing was blown out of proportion. Chiefs are bannable. Are you a recent Chiefs fan, or are you always been a Chiefs fan? You're only a fan because of Patrick Mahomes? He's definitely good, but he's easy to hate because they win so much. And because there's a way better team than the Cowboys, he's a bandwagon. Yeah, I mean, I wasn't gonna say it. Not that there's anything wrong with it. You can like whoever you want to like, but that kind of is the definition of bandwagon. If you start liking a team just because they're winning and they're good. That's why I asked if you've always liked them. Again, root for whoever you want to root for. Makes no difference to me. Usually you see it the other way around. Usually there's people that are Cowboys fans that hate their home team. Mahomes sucks, so overrated in my opinion. I don't know about that. He's definitely pretty good. Chiefs thought he was good enough to give him a $500 million contract. Favorite drink to have on a golf course? Um, depends. Depends what type of round it is. Am I just out there on like a weekend with my buddies, just playing and not really trying to like shoot a score, or like a vacation round, or like a just a weekend round with my friends, or am I out there to actually like try to play well? Because if I'm trying to play well, I usually don't drink, but probably a nice cold beer. Otherwise, Diet Coke. Or I mean, I drink a lot of water in general, but I'm not big on the whole transfusion and all that stuff. If I get anything, it's usually just like an IPA or sometimes even just like a Miller Lite. I want to hear the Pat suck when you're a Chiefs fan. Coffee, energy drink, Gatorade, water, Bud Light. Um, yeah, I used to have to go to Dunkin' Donuts every single time before I played. I did that for like 3 years straight. I had to have an iced coffee while I was playing, but Miller Lite tastes like water. That's why I love it. I think Miller Lite is the best tasting light beer out of all of them, but they're usually cheap. They're only 96 calories, and they're easy to drink. So Tom Brady has more Super Bowl rings than the whole Chiefs team in one finger. Favorite NBA teams? Well, team, just the Celtics. I'm Boston sports fans all the way across. Patriots, Celtics, Bruins, Red Sox. Powerade for you. I do. I have the Gatorade packets, so I just mix them into water bottles while I'm on the course. If I feel like I'm getting dehydrated, those are pretty good. Down in Florida, I have liquid IVs if it's really hot out. Mavericks are your team? You know, Brady's the best. Who's the next best QB to ever play? We were talking about this the other night. Depends if you're talking about like most accomplished or like most skilled. Because I think no one's really arguing that like Brady's the most talented QB to ever play, but all the Super Bowls he has, which I believe is 7, not 8. By the way, Hayden, I think he has 7 Super Bowls. I think he has 6 with the Pats and 1 with Tampa Bay. But Joe Burrow or Russell Wilson? Saying the best quarterback or pick between those two? Going forward, Joe Burrow. Overall career so far, Russell Wilson. I don't know. Next best quarterback, Peyton Manning's got to be up there. Unfortunately, you got to put Mahomes up there. Montana. Tough too, kind of comparing different generations. You get into the same stuff with the NBA, like the whole Jordan versus LeBron type of thing. When you're comparing players from different eras, it's kind of tough. Hockey team, I don't really watch a lot of hockey, but Boston Bruins. Neither of those. You're so good. I don't know about that, Miles, but I appreciate it. Miles Gonzalez. Johnny's Astronomy, forever, or whatever sport you're talking about. Just input the the Boston team is my favorite. Dallas Stars. So at least you're the same way with pretty much everything, I guess, besides the Cowboys. At least you're rooting for Dallas and Texas teams. Miles has a channel. Favorite football team? New England Patriots. I used to drink, speaking of drinks, used to drink Fireball on the course sometimes. But that was when I was worse and I was convincing myself that a little bit of swing juice I'd play better. But we were kind of talking about that with John Daly the other day. Yeah, it's fun, but definitely don't play better. That's why I'm kind of saying between like a fun weekend round or a vacation round versus like I'm going out there to like try to play well. In your opinion, Dallas Stars have the best goal horn in the NHL? Yeah, I don't have much to offer on that. I watch every single Patriots game, start to end. I watch, I don't know, half to three quarters to three quarter of all the Celtics games, and definitely all of the playoffs. And if they're in the finals for the Red Sox and the Bruins, I'll only watch if they're in either the Stanley Cup or the World Series. And even that, I may miss like a couple games. Tim Tebow is definitely next up for number 2 to play. That's got to be a joke, right? Play better with a little juice. Tense up, get stressed without the juice. So around the third hole, when it starts kicking in, start making par. That's probably true, but then by like the 6th, 7th, and 8th hole, you're probably playing worse and you don't even realize it. You're probably having more fun, but there's a fine line. For me and other people I've played with, they play better for a couple holes, then they keep drinking and it goes downhill. Jeez, it's like 4 or 5 misses in a row. By the 9th, golf cart's in the lake and I'm asleep in a pine tree. And this is my normal count. Johnny's Astronomy for Everyone, the OG account. Well, hopefully you subscribe to my channel on both of them. What's up, Miles? Ooh, you guys see that? I think that's the first time that's ever happened. That went straight through, and it went out of like the side of the ramp. At this point, I've hit thousands of putts on this mat. That's the first time that's happened. On my second channel tonight, you're going live on there. Maybe I'll stop in later. How many subscribers do you have? $262 on that, on your first one. You suggest coming? Do we really need geese police on the golf courses? You have geese police on your courses? I accidentally hit one off the tee a couple years ago. It was over water, and it was probably like, the water was probably like 100 yards out, kind of low and left. So I was like, not really concerned about it, but it was just that one terrible low Healy shot that came out low and left. I just heard a thud, but the thing flew away, so I guess it was at least fine for the time being, but we had a geese police worker unfortunately pass away after flipping his kayak in the lake. I've never heard of geese police. Oh, it's to keep them off? I thought you were talking about police as in like telling golfers to like they have to wait to tee off until the geese leave or whatever. Use this app called Prism Live Studio to go live in there. Why do you use that? That's a whole business here. Maybe I got to start a side hustle in the geese business. Because I have 0 subscribers and I can't go live through YouTube yet. Oh, yo, what's up? Life through Oscar on your second channel. I didn't think they had any restrictions of going live. How many do you have to go live? Gonna go for now. Have a good day. All right, see you, Hayden. W, www. You need 50? Oh. Is that new? I don't know. I feel like there's something funky going on with my channel lately. When I first started doing these pun streams, I was getting pretty good numbers, and then they fell off a cliff out of nowhere. And then that whole thing with me trying to leave a comment on your video, Bill. I don't know if like they're incorrectly labeling like my channel as like spam or something, but I feel like I'm in like YouTube jail. And I don't know why. That app's a cheat code. I literally tried posting that comment on your video, Bill, like 5 times. I did the first time, and then I thought that was just like a weird coincidence that it didn't go through the first time. So then I typed it again, and it didn't go through. And then I tried doing it again, and it didn't go through. Then I left that comment. I tried to reply to that comment. It didn't go through. I tried replying to Hayden's comment on your video. It didn't go through. And then I tried splitting up the message into 2 different parts, and it didn't go through. Because nobody's getting notifications for lives anymore. All the YouTubers I watch on live and complaining about the same thing. They think it's the push notifications aren't getting sent. People have said that too. There's been people in here over the past week or so. People have been complaining that they didn't get any notifications. Hopefully it's just like a short time little glitch on YouTube's end. Hopefully they know about it and they're working on it. It's good to know though, at least it's not just only me. If other people are saying the same thing, that means it's kind of a widespread thing. I mean, I subscribe like on like my personal account. I subscribe to this channel, and I think there's only been like one time at all the times I've been going live recently that I didn't get a notification. I would say every other time I get a notification, but um, I don't know. I don't know. Can't talk about what other people either get or don't get. It was odd the main comment wouldn't work. Letting me know that there was a problem went through. Yeah, I don't get it. They must like again. I don't know if like for whatever reason, like you saw the comment and the first one was like almost identical. I tried to rewrite the first one I wrote kind of by memory, but like I would assume it has to be like getting flagged for like potential spam or something, but it's not like I was just trying to leave you a nice comment. I don't know why in the world that would get not be allowed to get posted, but this guy I watched used to get 200 plus viewers. Now he's lucky to get 50. Yeah, I mean, I was doing some of these live streams and I had like 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 people in here, and now there's 9 for seemingly no rhyme or reason. I thought it was just me, but unless it's kind of that thing where I know TikTok is notorious for doing it. You're like your first little while on TikTok between like posting videos and going live, they purposely like bump up your numbers so you think, wow, like this is awesome, I'm having a ton of success, and it kind of gets you hooked on it, and then they slowly start tapering it off. Could be something along those lines, I don't know. Basically, give you a bunch of views off the bat, and you say, all right, I'm gonna keep doing this, and then they basically turn the faucet off. Yeah, my comment, which was longer, posted fine. Go figure. Yeah, I have no idea. No idea why that happened. And the fact that I could post, that was the comment that I posted on my video that you responded to was literally the comment I was trying to post after I wrote it for the second time. That was literally the identical, because I told you I wrote it in my notes the second time just in case it happened again, which I'm glad I did, so I didn't have to keep typing it. But that's literally the exact comment I was trying to post on your video, but I was able to post it on my channel, which makes no sense. When you had 30 or 40 people in here, were they all commenting? Not all of them, but some of them were. That seems to be kind of the case though with these putting streams. People seem like Umar or whatever his name was saying before. I think for whatever reason, some people just like watching me hit putts. So, but I don't know. Could I guess been like phantom viewers. I don't know if that's what you're getting at. No way really to tell. Hey, what's up, Black Cloud? Saturday can't get here fast enough. I'm sick of vacation. Weeks way too long, especially with little kids. Black Cloud's trying to get back into his garage and try out his release for his club. If they were commenting and they weren't bots. Plus, I want to get home and golf. Yeah, I don't know, Panda. It definitely wasn't like 30 or 40 or wherever, however many people I had in here. Call it 40 people. It definitely wasn't 40 different people commenting, but I mean, there's definitely people that just watch and they don't comment, so tough to tell. I'm going live tonight at 7. Well, it's 7:06 here. Bots only comment on long form videos. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know a lot about all that type of stuff. One, because I've never looked into like artificially inflating like my views or subscribers or anything. I know there's some people out there that like literally pay to buy views and buy subscribers. So I always just assumed I've never bought or paid to do any of that, any type of promotions or like buying views or any of that stuff. So I just assumed all my viewers were actually real people, especially considering like I'm still a pretty small channel. But I don't know. Hopefully it goes back. There's a channel with 70 subscribers that just started last week. He had 100 people in his live stream, but only 7 people commenting. Huh. Where are you getting all this information from? You seeing this online on like Reddit, or are you just like talking to people as you scroll through their lives? Also, Black Cloud, I watched The Social Dilemma the other night. Just channels I scroll through and found you. So what? You were just like they were talking about the same thing, and you would like ask them, or how'd you like it? Is it still on Netflix? Yeah, it's still on Netflix. Um, it was pretty good. I think part of it was because I know that's a few years old now. I've like read articles about it and I've listened to like podcasts about them discussing it. So I can't necessarily say I learned anything new. I'm sure it was more, I guess, like groundbreaking information when it first came out versus like I've kind of had like the information that was in there kind of trickled to me, I guess you would say, through like other podcasts and stuff. Um, I wish that they made it more of just like the top. Like I was surprised when I first put it on, like all like the credentials of like all the top executives. I wish it was just solely an hour and a half of them telling all the secrets of like all the deceptive stuff the companies try to do. I could have done without like the actor portrayals or whatever, like the kids like in between. I didn't get much out of that, but I think it's worth a watch, especially if you didn't. I just feel like I knew a lot of that stuff going into it. I'm getting at that you may be right about them inflating views at first. Never heard that, but seems very likely. What's my religious beliefs? I don't know. I don't mind you asking, but I do kind of mind answering. Same thing with politics. There's just no, it's like a lose-lose no matter what I say. So, some stuff I just decide not to talk about. Religion and politics are usually two good ones. Yeah, I'm along the lines of what Black Cloud said. Panda, though, if that's the case, though, who's like, what's the point of that? Again, just to get you hooked, to make you keep streaming, keep posting, and all that stuff. It's like I get it if it's like you're the one paying for the bots or paying for the views, but like if it's YouTube themselves doing it, yeah, unless you want to make a religious or political channel, just stay out of it. Yeah, I mean it's a lose lose. Same like politics, for example. No matter what you say, one way or the other, uh, half the people are going to be happy. The other half of people are going to piss off and turn potential viewers into people that don't want to watch anymore. I believe in God. I read the Bible, but I don't go to church that often. I have no clue for why they would do that, except for what you said. Yeah, just I don't get like I don't get the long game and like the thought process behind it if that's what's happening. It is odd though that what you're saying is you've other people are noticing and saying the same thing. You haven't read your Bible in a while though. Start getting back into it. But yeah, Black Cloud, as far as the social dilemma goes, worth a watch. I would definitely be interested, even more interested, if they did like a part two and they had like all those same executives or similar people, and it was just an hour and a half, like I said before, just an hour and a half solely on those people talking about their past experiences and what they need to do. I found it kind of ironic though that all the people in there, I know they were doing it for a reason and they were saying things need to change, but like the Pinterest guy and like the other people, they were all responsible for what the social media platforms have become. And now they're basically on that documentary complaining about it, which is a little ironic to me. It's like they created the monster, now they're complaining about it. Do I have a day job? So what do you do? Um, I won't go into specifics, but it's sales. I'll say sales adjacent. But yeah, considering I don't make nearly the only money I've ever made on this YouTube channel is just a couple people like Black Cloud and Bogeyman Bill recently becoming members, which I am eternally grateful for, and like $10 worth of super chats I've gotten. But I haven't made a penny on YouTube besides that. So this channel is definitely not paying the bills by any means. The Golf Man, I'm back. What's up, Chicanini? Yeah, they even say they won't allow their children to use it. You know, whole families in sales, IT sales, and medical sales. But yeah, I make my own hours, so that's why you see me outside in like the middle of the afternoon during the week, uh, playing the simulator. But if you see me out there at like 1 o'clock in the afternoon, that just means I have however long I'm out there. Call it 2 hours. I've got I either woke up early and put in that 2 hours, or I got to put in the 2 hours after I'm done, or close to it. How long have I been doing YouTube for? Like 2.5 years. I think I started the channel. I mean, you can go back and look. I think like it was June of 2022, something like that. There's a lot of people in sales that play golf midday. Well, I'm sure my reason saying that, I'm sure you're not the only person. I've thought about it myself. You're probably not the only person that's thought that of why the heck am I out there doing a live stream at in the middle of the day on a weekday. My brother always calls his manager and picks up from the golf course. I got a few more years before all my kids are in school, so I can play golf during the middays. And my mother complained about her employees playing golf while she's working. Seems like a lot of people are playing golf and they probably should be working. Me included sometimes. Would be pretty sweet if this channel ever takes off, but I'm not really counting on that. And teachers that would take off to play golf or go to MLB games. I'm retired and I still work, taking care of my kids, by far the hardest job I ever had. Anyone ever watch the Discovery Channel, like Gold Rush or any of those shows? Over this past week, I came across it's called like Freddy Dodge's like Mine Rescue or something like that. I think there's like 4 seasons of it. I've been watching that. For whatever reason, I like those gold mining shows. Those GS Pro, how accurate are those and how do they work? I think it's amazing technology. Um, GS Pro is just the software. So, like for mine example, I use GS Pro on my laptop, and then you also need a launch monitor that's basically sending the information to GS Pro. So basically, the launch monitor is reading what happens with like where the ball goes and how fast you're swinging and all that stuff, and then that information gets input into GS Pro, and then it basically shows you where the ball went with all the graphics of um, of the courses and whatnot. But yeah, GS Pro. Personally, I think it's the best software out there. I mean, it's definitely like in the gold standard conversation. Um, Usually, like Foresight's pretty good, TrackMan's pretty good, but those are like outrageously expensive. Usually, when you're talking about simulator software, it comes down to GS Pro and TGC 2019, and I think GS Pro personally wins that by a landslide. But as far as like ball physics and graphics and like realistic bounces and all that stuff, GS Pro is about as good as it gets. You keep it long enough and keep improving content, this channel will take off. Hopefully, we'll see. So that's when I used to be an avid golfer. I'm 39. I want to get back. My job hinders me from having much free time. Yeah, definitely look into the simulator game. That's what, like, Black Cloud has a simulator. Bogeyman Bill in here has a simulator. Try watching those gold shows, but they're too slow for my attention span. All the episodes until the season finale. Yeah, some of those. I mean, there was one. It was they were trying. What was it called? They were searching like on this like island for like this like hidden treasure. That one's stupid because they went through like 3 seasons and they literally didn't find anything. But at least like the Bering Sea Gold one, like when they're out on the ocean, they're at least like actively mining. And then I used to watch the original Gold Rush one back in the day. But this Freddie Dodge one, he basically similar to like the restaurant rescue shows or whatever. He just goes around to different mines, one per episode, and he just helps them out from basically a struggling mine, and they makes improvements and stuff. So they kind of change it up. Definitely get a launch monitor and get back into golf. Having a sim set up in the garage allows you to get reps much faster than in real life. Yeah, 100%. Obviously, it's a bigger initial investment, but on like a per per round basis, if you're playing 9 or 18 holes on the simulator, or even on like a per practice session basis, instead of like spending 10, 15, $20 on a bucket of balls and taking time to drive there, get the bucket, drive back, all that stuff. Um, if you have it like Black Cloud does in his garage or somewhere like a dedicated setup, you can just pop in there, turn a couple things on, and you're ready to go. Um, for me, I'm outside, so it takes same thing with Bogeyman Bill. It takes a bit more of a setup and breakdown process for me to bring everything out, but I would say half, maybe 3/4 of the time, if I'm just like practicing, like meaning just like similar to a driving range, I'll just go out there and hit balls, like take a bucket of balls out there and just hit balls into the net. So keeps you swinging, keeps the rust off, and I could literally go out there for 5 minutes or 5 hours. Um, And as far as like simulator rounds, if I'm playing by myself and I'm not like doing a video or anything, I could probably play 18 holes in about 30 to 40 minutes. Um, if I'm like talking through all the shots and like doing a video, it usually takes me right around an hour, hour and 10, hour and 15 minutes to play 18 holes. But half that for 9, so you're looking at a quarter of the time to play 9 or 18 holes on a simulator versus driving to the course, booking a tee time, waiting to go out, paying for the round, and then driving back, especially if it's like a slow round. Hit hundreds of balls a night in my garage. I have a SkyTrack Plus. I upgraded from the Garmin R10. Yeah, that's what I have, the Garmin R10. You save money for sure. Try to talk with you. I gotta hop off, take a shower, make fam dinner. All right. Good luck with your neighbor. Panda had a road rage incident before on his skateboard with his neighbor. What's up, Drippy Kid? I will say, out of all the technology stuff I've bought over my lifetime, um, the golf simulator has been some of the best money I've ever spent as far as like technology stuff goes, especially or definitely in terms of like golf related stuff. Aside from like clubs, gonna watch the Broncos game today. Yeah, Broncos and Saints. Got like another hour though. I think it's gonna be a pretty terrible game, but we'll see. It could be one of those games where it's so bad it's actually entertaining. But I'm thinking both defenses are gonna dominate. I don't have a lot of faith in Spencer Rattler, and I don't have a ton of faith in Bo Nix. But I'm thinking a lot of 3-and-outs, a lot of punts, a lot of turnovers. But if the defenses don't play great, it could end up being like a high scoring kind of shootout game that with a lot of turnovers and like big exciting plays one way or the other. So I don't know. Thanks for keeping me in check. Good night. All right, see ya. Say a bucket of balls costs you 10-20 for a large bucket. Skytrack Plus cost me around $3,000. So if you buy 150 $20 buckets, yeah. And that's not even counting the simulator rounds. Skytrack better come up with something though. It seems like people are loving that square golf monitor. Apparently, I've been watching videos on that. Apparently, people are saying that they're gonna make a little bit more expensive, but an outdoor unit for that square launch monitor, square golf or whatever. Seems pretty accurate, and it does putting. If they come out with something. I think that one is $700. I think the one that came out for indoors. If they come out with something like 100, 200, $300 more, so for like $1,000 or less, and you can use it outside, I'd start getting tempted. But my luck, I've been waiting for Garmin to come out with a new unit. My luck, I'll buy that Square or something else, and then Garmin will announce right after I buy something that they're coming out with a new unit. I already want to get another monitor, but I know I don't need one. Yeah, it's kind of how it goes. Between upgrading your setup or just like, it seems like a year or two goes by, and then you start getting that itch to get something new and upgraded. Honestly, though, I was thinking about it. If I do get something, I'll just give. I'm not even gonna try to sell the R10. I've gotten my money's worth out of that thing like 10 times over. So I'm just gonna give it to a family member. I'd much rather see someone else get a lot of enjoyment out of it like I did versus trying to sell it for like $200 or $300. But if there's something that comes out, I basically look at my R10 like I've gotten so much money out of it, I can just like give it away to someone or like throw it out, and I'd be fine with it. One of my family members keeps saying he bought the same mat that I have out back. I told him about it, so he bought that, and he has just a small little pop-up net he sets up in his yard. But he keeps saying every time I see him that he's gonna get something like my R10 to see exactly where the ball's going. So I think he'll get some good use out of it. Similar to fishing, all the gear essentially does the same thing. It's all about having the newest toys all the time. I'm thinking about the score as well. Make it easier to move my sim to my garage. Yeah, I mean, if you can do it inside, for $700 or whatever it is, that thing looks pretty awesome. You gotta wait. I would wait though, Bill. I would wait and see. Um, I know what's that guy's name? Spike's Sim Golf, whatever, like blue collar sim garage, and I know Golfy just got one. Um, they're they have like a very early version of a GS Pro connector, but I would wait to see if Square comes out and they officially say that GS Pro for like third-party integration is actually going to be free, or if they're going to start tacking on a an extra service fee. But yeah, I mean, they're going to keep making that better and better too with like software updates, but it seems pretty good out of the box as is, and the fact that it does putting for $700 seems like a pretty good option. That's what I was saying the other night, though. Um, if we're hearing about that and hearing like rumblings of how good that monitor is, unless they're just completely ignorant, all the golf companies, all the launch monitor companies are seeing the same thing. So I have a feeling that they're rethinking a lot of the stuff that they're either have planned or they've done in the past, because more people like Square or Square themselves, they're just going to keep popping up and they're going to take everyone's lunch, because if you can get a Square launch monitor for $700 that is as good, if not better, than like a SkyTrack or Mevo Plus or whatever, GC3, the Bushnell Launch Pro, people aren't just gonna spend 5, 10 times the money for nothing. But that's why competition usually works out well in the end for us consumers. Honestly, I don't even know. Like, if I hit the lottery tomorrow and I just had an unlimited budget, I don't even know what I would buy. Like, if someone, or even like if like a golf, like one of those like rain or shine golf, whatever, one of those golf companies contacted me and was like, you can have whatever launch monitor you want. I'm not even sure which one I would pick. The credits are what holds me back currently. Yeah, that's just though. That's just for one. They seem pretty cheap, and that's just for their in-house uh, simulator rounds. Which the graphics look decent. They're definitely better than Home T Hero, but it just depends if they start doing that stupid credit thing to be able to use GS Pro or not. If they go the Garmin route and just let someone else, they don't officially support GS Pro, but just let someone else do it and let you use it, then I would buy that all day long. You'd roll with the Pro TV. Yeah, I guess if I had an indoor, I would definitely go overhead just to get it up and out of the way. Um, I guess depends too. Even if I got the unit for free, I'd have to decide if like which company, if I want to start paying crazy subscription fees one way or the other. Obviously, if that was all covered as well, then I'd probably just go like top of the line GC Quad. But you have the height, no problem, but you need to stay back from the beam in the middle. Makes the R10 tight on space. Seems like Bogeyman Bill may be a upcoming proud new owner of a Square launch monitor. Not that obviously $700 isn't nothing by any means, but for the amount that all three of us seemingly play, even $700, even if you only use it for like a year, you could easily get $700 worth out of that in a year and still be open to possibly getting something in the future. Becomes a little less feasible when you get up into like what Black Cloud did with the SkyTrack Plus or whatever it is for 3,000. That starts to becoming a tougher pill to swallow if you just. I guess you could always sell it, but my point is if like for $700, um, I feel like even if you only used it for 6 months or a year, I feel like you could definitely get your money's worth and then see if Garmin never does anything. I like the overhead as well, but I'm old. Not sure I get my money's worth. Well, plus they're expensive too, but you can finance launch monitors most websites. That means anything to you? My advice is against financing in general with anything, but that's just me. There were definitely, it seemingly, I was watching some of Golfy's videos. He got one of those squares, and he was saying that it does feel kind of awkward having the unit so close to you, across from you. It feels like you're almost going to hit it. So it'd definitely be a little bit of an adjustment period in that aspect, trying to get used to having a unit so close to you as you're swinging. But I think you probably get over that after the first couple times using it. Like the Skytrack because it stands next to you and eliminates behind forward space requirements for the R10. Yeah, I know. I mean, that's definitely nice. And if I had something like that, I could literally stand like right next to the net, so I wouldn't have to have added all the nets going all the way up, which is nice. Why? It's definitely more applicable too, because you can take it inside, take it outside. Yeah, I guess finance institutions throwing that out there. People do it if they don't want to throw that much money right away. Yeah, when a finance pay cash or I don't need it. Yeah, 100% agree. That's where I feel like a lot of people start getting themselves into trouble and they start digging themselves a hole by saying, well, I really want something, but I don't want to spend that much money up front, so I can just chip away at it. But then you start doing that a couple times, you get used to that, and now you're paying off 10 things at once. That, like Bill said, if you can't pay for it in cash, you really probably shouldn't be buying it in the first place. But easier said than done. Again, though, if these launch monitor companies are listening, $700 as kind of an impulse buy as an upgrade is a lot easier to justify and a lot easier pill to swallow than like 3,000, at least for me. Wonder if they're back ordered already. I heard they were like 2 weeks out. Those things seems like they're selling like hotcakes. I don't love the fact that you have to use the certain balls. I know you don't have to, but they recommend it. I don't love that. I like the fact that Garmin I can use whatever I want. Some other monitors are the same way, but I would much rather have to use a certain ball and possibly put my own dots on it than deal with a ongoing subscription fee. I was even thinking for that square thing, if I built like a little bit, like a little mini enclosure for it just to keep the sunlight off of it. But I'm sure if I'm out there and like the sun starts getting low, it would kind of come in sideways. But I wonder if like you'll see people with some videos of them using it outside if they shield it from the light. From what I've been reading, it's more so it'll actually damage the unit, not just like not work. House to car would be an exception for that rule. We should pay half up front for the car. Unfortunately, vast majority of people in our country do not live that way because credit card debt is literally at like an all-time high. which I get a lot of that. They're just buying groceries for their family, and they're just struggling to make rent and buy groceries and all that stuff. But I'm sure some of it too is just kind of spending that doesn't really need to be done, that gets put on a credit card. Interest rates are crazy right now, anyways, unless your credit is clear as crystal. I don't live that way, but I learned. Yeah, I mean, if you're paying interest on a credit card, you're looking at like 25, 30%. It's nuts. I think I'm gonna call it quits at 8 o'clock. It's like another 20 minutes. This one guy's making his own launch monitor. I can't remember what it's called. I'll have to find the video and try to send it to you somehow. I don't have your contact info at all. You can find me on you or on you can message me on Instagram if you have Instagram. I check that most often. I think you can just post a link and a comment on one of my videos and I'll see it. I think I know who you're talking about though. I think didn't Joe Legowski like interview him or something? Credit cards get paid in full each month, no interest plus cashback. Yeah, me too. If you have a credit card and you're not treating it like a debit card and taking advantage of like the cash back, then like I watch Dave Ramsey, a guy named Caleb Hammer. As they say, you're not a credit card person. Yeah, JLag interviewed him. He actually had a prototype. The guy sent JLag. You have seen it then? That was the one, yeah. Those people are way smarter than I am designing a golf launch monitor. Or even the people that like design the connectors or like the webcam putting and stuff. That's crazy. They can like back engineer all that stuff and get it to work. I might get that launch monitor whenever it drops. I'll watch his videos and follow his YouTube channel, Crazy Smart. He was playing GS Pro with it. That'd be awesome if you could support him. I just wonder, it's one thing to design the prototype or whatever, it's another thing to be able to scale it out and be able to produce like 10,000 of them. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised, similar to the webcam putting, I wouldn't be surprised if one of these crazy IT people come up with some kind of software where like if you buy like a 4K web camera with like certain like frames per second or whatever, you just put that similar to where like your SkyTrack would be, and they just write a software to be able to use like a regular web camera and be able to uh, become a launch monitor. That's what he's saying he's in the process of. Getting the companies to push out somehow. Got to be a labor of love. Hopefully, he makes a lot of money doing it, but can't imagine trying to scale that. And then imagine, say, he actually pulls it off. He has something that works really well, and he's able to produce like 10,000 of them. Imagine providing support for 10,000 10,000 users like us who we set it up in our garage, and it could even just be user error, but we're writing in, sending an email saying we can't get it to work or it's not working right, and he's got to either build out a support team or figure out how to deal with all that stuff. 14 more minutes till I go live on my second channel. I'm gonna ask for how much he's gonna sell for. I imagine he'll go for $1,000 if he just gets a GC quad. That'd be nuts. That would be pretty crazy. I mean, generally speaking, the early units will, I would assume, be more expensive, and then as he's able to hopefully mass produce them, the cost should come down. But yeah, that's kind of what I'm saying. Like these like top end companies, they'll always still have a market because they'll give them to the pros to use for free. So everyone says, oh well, Bryson uses a GC quad, I want a GC quad. But these big companies are going to start being in trouble with a dozen or a couple dozen smaller companies popping up producing units that are just as accurate for a fraction of the price, which really a few years ago the Garmin R10 really opened that market and kind of blew the doors off of it with the $599 launch monitor. And they're just going to keep getting better and they're going to keep getting cheaper. At a certain point though, if you think about it, there's only so much that you can track with a launch monitor. For me, it was about the reps. Started golf 3 years ago. I was a basketball guy my entire life. Yeah, I still play basketball in the winter. I played in high school and all that, but I'm better now than I was then, just from continuing to play. However, if I get both of my ankles are pretty messed up because of basketball. If I get one more pretty severe ankle injury, that may be it for me for basketball. Tweaked my knees pretty good too playing. So that quick explosive movement, laterally, jumping up and down, sprinting. I can make hundreds and hundreds of free throws with missing maybe a handful of those hundreds. So when I gave up ball and picked up golf, I needed something that I could practice without having to go to the ranges. Yeah, it sounds like you and me have a similar personality of call it perfectionist, call it addiction personality, call it whatever you want, but you do something or you put your mind to something and you decide to do it. Oh, I'm addicted to golf. Not having the sim in my garage was that fixed. I don't have to worry about leaving my family when I practice golf. I'm out. See you, Drippy Kid. Yeah, I'm all in too. Clearly. I mean, honestly, at this point, since I've had the R10, I'm like primarily a sim golfer. The amount of rounds I play on the simulator versus real life, it's got to be like 95% sim golf. Hi, Miles. Miles is back. Should have bought some ice cream at the store the other day. I feel like ice cream for some reason. You did the smart thing though. You got GS Pro to work for your R10, whereas I didn't. I probably could have kept the R10 had I known that. Yeah. Well, I mean, hindsight, yeah, and I'm glad I did that way. But like I was saying, I was pretty torn, and for a while I was leaning pretty heavily towards the MLM2 Pro. I was down between like an upgraded unit or GS Pro, but it's just frustrating for whatever reason. Sometimes the Garmin seems to have good days and bad days, and it's just frustrating sometimes, especially if you're working on something, or if you're in like a spot of like maybe a slump where you're trying to figure something out or try to get better, and you have those weird reads where you say, all right, that felt like one thing, but the Garmin said the complete opposite. Am I actually doing that? Is it close to that? Is the like it's just that little bit of like margin of error and like guessing game with the R10, which kind of sucks. It's mainly the spin axis, but all in all, the Garmin's still a great unit. I just wish it was a tad more accurate. Realistically, though, I really don't need to upgrade. It's just like we were saying, it would be a fun new toy, and I'd probably figure out a way to justify it to myself that I actually really need it. When never know too with those new units, like the R10 really does work pretty flawlessly with GS Pro. Like I go out there, I turn it on, I run the connector, and the vast majority of the time there's no issues, and it just works shot after shot, which is pretty nice. I know when people first got the MLM2 Pro, they were getting disconnection issues left and right. Hey, what's up, Ziggy? Sorry, I've not been watching, just been dealing with football. It's all good. I had to upgrade to the SkyTrack Plus because winter months in the garage messed with the R10. So far, the SkyTrack has no issues with the cold. Bogeyman Bill, me and him were talking about space heaters before, like a patio heater. Do you ever have any experience with those kind of heaters, or what type of heater were you using? Bogeyman Bill he's debating getting like a propane patio heater, and he was going to look at some forums and ask some questions if people had like interference issues. People seem like, for the most part now, since the R10's been around for so long, they've been able to figure out a lot of the interference stuff by like the Faraday cages and like wrapping a bunch of stuff in like aluminum foil. Electric heaters definitely mess with the R10 because of the fan. Propane my neighbor had, he brought it over and it didn't mess with it? Huh. Well, if Bogeyman Bill's in here, that's good information for him. Sounds like Bogeyman Bill may be the proud new owner of a patio heater and maybe a square golf launch monitor too. We're spending a lot of Bill's money tonight for him. But I guess if you get one of those, you won't need the other one, so. Anything with a fan messes with the Doppler for some reason. You ever have the thought that like the R10 could potentially be hazardous like 10 years down the road? I wonder how much like testing they did on that, because I'm just thinking for me, I've spent hours upon hours upon hours upon hours, like hundreds of hours probably, in front of that thing just emitting Doppler radar like through my body. Hopefully they did some kind of testing. So the R10, there's a few things you need to know about. Was wondering if the heat waves coming off the IR heater would do the same as a fan. Concrete interferes, so you need padding. People always said that with concrete. I never had a concrete surface to put it on, but I have bricks all around my mulch. I guess maybe just a different material, but the bricks never mess with it. You would think the bricks would be similar to concrete. Yeah, I never messed with RCT. I tried it once, and I tried the metal dots, but honestly, I got better and more consistent readings with just regular balls. RCT is only for the backspin. Unfortunately, it doesn't help with side spin or anything else. Good luck with calling Garmin. When I first got my unit, I called them probably 10 different times, telling them that 100% the unit was reading short on distance, and they argued with me back and forth, saying that I was wrong, the unit was fine. the units has no problems, and then lo and behold, they came out with the weather settings. So I don't know how much help Garmin will be, but maybe. Yeah, the RCT balls aren't cheap either. You only got a dozen. Yeah, I literally had one single ball. For whatever reason, they were selling them at a local golf course around here. They had a bucket full of RCT balls. I don't know if they got them on like a discount or something, but I bought a single ball. You posted the IR heater question in Discord. Yeah, I was just asking because Bill mentioned that earlier, so I didn't know if you had any experience with the heaters. But I'm gonna get out of here. So any final comments or questions or concerns, write them now. When will I be on again? Most likely. Have a good evening, you too, Bill. I don't know about tomorrow or Saturday. Those are kind of just up in the air if I have time to come on or whatnot. But I'm definitely planning on coming live Sunday morning at 9:30 a.m. on Sunday because the Patriots are playing the Jaguars in London, so the game's on at 9:30. So probably like 9:15ish Sunday morning. I'll probably come on here and hit putts while I'm watching the game. But as far as tomorrow or Saturday, I don't know. But definitely Sunday. If you guys are up for a Sunday morning putting session in simulator talk. Go Bills, let's go Buffalo. On Sunday that is. Yeah, we'll see about tonight's game. Traveling home Saturday, so try to catch you Sunday morning. All right, sounds good. I mean, maybe tomorrow, tomorrow or Saturday. But I mean, I was talking to Panda before. It is kind of depressing where I still need the watch hours as far as like YouTube monetization goes. So the lives were helping when there were like 20, 30, 40 people in here, but when there's only like 6 people, it's not quite as advantageous for me to spend like 3 or 4 hours here. Although it is fun going back and forth with you guys, but all I have to say, Sunday morning, and then possibly tomorrow or Saturday. But appreciate you guys stopping in. Really appreciate both of you guys becoming members. But until next time, see you guys. Well, I'm posting a video tomorrow, but see you on the next live stream.